Hey everybody, how are you doing? Welcome to the Local Marketing Institute live. Oh, it's the Q&A live, actually, is what this is. With your hosts, Greg Gifford from Search Lab Digital. You can find him on LinkedIn at Greg Gifford.
Except spelled wrong, apparently. I can't type.
Yeah, I was like, isn't there supposed to be an O in there?
Yeah, I just noticed that. Sorry. It's weird because I have to keep switching back and forth between my new laptop and my old laptop to have the sound effects work. So, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. All right. Well, is there another Greg Gifford out there?
Oh, there's lots of other Greg Giffords out there. One of them is a lawyer in the UK. One of them is a preacher in the New England area. There's several.
No, I mean with an I in his name.
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to go look for that.
It's like, are you sending love to this Greg Gifford?
Right. Somebody used to be like, why are all these people following me?
It's like, I don't have to do anything with the SEO world. I'm a priest. Okay. Anyway, so and myself, Ben Fisher from Steady Demand, and you can also find me on LinkedIn as well. And oh, isn't that nice? We have Fireflies joining us. Okay. So anyway, and you can find us on Facebook at the Local Marketing Institute Connect, where we have north of 2.6 thousand members. As a matter of fact, I think it's 2.61 now, Greg.
Boom. It doesn't update that, though. It just shows the single digit.
I know. It would be cool if it did update in real
time,
wouldn't it? Yeah, I think it would. All right. So anyway, and if you want Greg and I in your ear at any time, anywhere, join us on the Local Marketing Institute podcast. If you've missed us, well, we're sorry, but you have another chance. You can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, Google, and even iHeartRadio. One day I'll come around to iHeartRadio, but not today.
Someday.
Yeah, exactly.
And we have something special for you all today.
Yes.
We're hoping that this works.
We shall see. Let's give a quick shout outs. We got Paul. How's it going, Paul? Wendy, how's it doing? Mike, Donna, good to see you. Chad, how you doing, buddy? All right, and then let's see what we got else. What's going on, Jan? Good to see you, buddy. All right, and Fireflies. We know Fireflies. And that is all of the regulars that we have today. And welcome everybody else. Nice to see you. Good to meet you. And like Greg said, we were just all recently, Greg and I, and the other product experts were just recently down in Mexico City. We were doing our annual trek to the Google headquarters, where they fly us out and basically ask us bunches of questions, and you guys get to see the results of that after about 2-3 years sometimes. Anyway, so we've got a nice little treat for you today. Greg and I were able to interview some good friends of ours, Lisa Landsman from Google. She is in charge of education, and also Mike Gnagy. And Mike is in charge. If you don't know Mike, you should. Mike is just awesome. He is a really down-to-earth, cool guy, super smart, business owner, by the way, and also the genius behind the Google Business Profile Connector, which allows you to use Gemini to control your Google Business Profile and so much more. And with that, Greg and I are basically going to go off. We're going to have some coffee or do whatever the hell we please, and you're going to watch the interview.
And make sure you drop questions into the Q&A section so we can get to them afterwards.
Yes.
And here we go.
Hey, how you doing, everybody?
Hey, we are here in Mexico City live today from the Google Product Expert Summit. I don't know. I don't want to have to tell you that.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
All right. So, hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Local Marketing Institute.
Q&A live.
Live. Yeah, live.
Sort of live.
So, yeah, it's sort of live. Yes.
It is live. Really. We really are in Mexico City right now.
And Greg and I are actually in the same place.
We are in the same place.
We're never in the same
which
place.
doesn't happen too often.
Doesn't happen too often. Wait, it's happening what? 2 times this year at least?
It's happening at least twice because October, come to Dallas for Local U. We're both going to be there. He's speaking.
Yes.
I'm the MC.
Yes.
So you can come and get your ass hat in person.
Or an anonymous attendee t-shirt.
Or anonymous attendee t-shirt.
I think we should have both.
We will have both. We will have both.
Yes.
Finally.
So, we know Susan's coming.
Yes.
Susan's coming. Susan rocks. Thank you, Susan.
Yeah.
All right. So, Greg and I are here every year. We get, basically, Google just flies us out. We come out and get to hang out with Googlers and talk to them, squeeze their brains, and hope that reviews come out.
And maybe complain about stuff a little bit.
A lot.
A lot.
How many people?
I was trying to be nice. Like,
how many people did we make cry today?
2.5.
I was going to say 2.8. 2.5 I'll settle for.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, we learned a lot of really cool shit.
We saw some really cool stuff coming.
Yes.
But we can't tell you because, NDA.
That's...
We do have some cool stuff we can share with you because we actually have an interview with 2 Googlers.
That's right.
Scheduled here in just a minute that we are going to share with you here on our show.
You will get to meet the most amazing Lisa Landsman. She's in charge of marketing and helping and education, and she's going to have a very, very, very special message for just you.
Yes. And Mike, who is responsible for the Gemini GBP connection.
Yes.
So we're going to talk a lot about that as well.
We're going to talk about how he came up with it, what happened, what he did, the testing of it, and more importantly, what the fuck you can do with it.
Yeah, and the cool shit is actually really cool shit.
It is really cool shit. It is. Shit's cool.
So we should probably get right to the interview.
So
here we go.
Now that you've put up with Greg and I in Mexico telling you how great this show is going to be, what I want to do is I want to introduce you to 2 glowing stars in the GBP universe. Lisa Landsman. Lisa, why don't you tell everybody actually what you do? I mean, I could tell people, but you say this so well.
What do I do? Okay.
What do you do?
Yes. So I'm on the global partnerships team. So we support the Search and Gemini product folks who are building all of the amazing experiences that you see today. My specific focus is helping educate small businesses on all the tools and features that we have to save them time, help them get discovered. And folks like Mike who are building these tools to make it all easier for you, I get to go out and talk about it and try and educate and stuff.
So now I want to introduce the other shining star of GPP. So every single one of you know GPP, you hate GPP, you love GPP. You come here every other Friday to ask us questions that a normal human being could never answer. And so what I do want to do is introduce you to somebody who's behind the scenes, who has an amazing passion for helping businesses, and also did run a business. So I know we've talked about this before, about how most Googlers have 0 business experience, but they're in charge of a business product. Well, this is one gentleman who does have that experience. So Mike, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Mike Gnagy, and I'm a PM in Austin, Texas. I call myself a recovering entrepreneur. I've been in recovery working as a PM in Google for 7 years. I say it as a joke, but I actually really love what I do. Because unlike building a boutique software company in a B2B S&B space, the things that I build at Google have an impact on millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of small businesses, and then those products feed into consumer products that are used by billions of users every single day. It's a pleasure to design something, ship something, and then be able to enjoy the fruits of that as a consumer. I've worked on a number of business profile features. I've also worked on features and consumer features inside of search and maps to complement that.
And I will say one thing. It's one thing about Google and what I respect about Google. It's one of the reasons why I got into this program in the first place is key. And that is that what you are doing does impact millions upon millions of people. It might be something that seems tiny, but it's huge. I remember during COVID, when we had the war room, as soon as COVID hit, we had to come up with attributes that were going to help people, that curbside, all this. It's like when we were doing, we were just like, oh no, businesses need this. In retrospect, and then we were helping out the entire world. Obviously not in the scale that YouTube did at all. Not one would have been. So thank you for everything that you do and putting up with the Google lifestyle. So what I want to start out with here is what we're going to talk about. So today we're going to talk about 2 different topics. The first topic that we're going to talk about is, we're going to talk about education. Okay. I want to talk to you a little bit, Lisa, about what you do, how, more importantly, how agencies that are in the audience help you, basically, with what you are doing, help get the message out, and also kind of help you reframe things and how you can help you get further that message. And then what we'll do is we're going to segue into a topic that I'm sure is near and dear to everybody's heart, beyond education. And that's going to be artificial intelligence, AI, Gemini, GPP, how it all ties together. It's been kind of predicted that this might occur, and here it is today. And this started about a year ago. actually at the last PD Summit, right?
In October.
Exactly.
It's the first time anyone outside of a Google building had ever seen me.
So why don't you tell us a little bit, Mike, about, before you tell us a little bit about what you do, why don't you tell us a little bit about what is the back burner story? What happened before you even started getting people engaged in your teams to even think about this product? Let's start the idea.
There were a number of teams. Well, I shouldn't say a number of teams. There were a number of people at Google that were focused on trying to get small business content, whether it be through texting businesses or targeted email campaigns to update this, that, or another thing. And I was looking. I wouldn't say I'll say somewhat critically at those strategies, and I was also just looking at Gemini as a surface, and I'm a lover of Gemini when it comes to being able to put together docs, structure my thinking, do deep research, and it just seemed obvious to me that eventually we should see these two things intersect, and you should be able to, rather than logging into the business profile console or opening up searching maps, you fire up Gemini, which is now embedded into so many different Google products. It's actually kind of wild how many Google products have Gemini built in, whether it be smart speakers or whatever. And I'm not going to act like everything is perfect. We don't have opportunity to improve, but it seemed like there was so much connective tissue there. It would be a huge mistake to not try to figure out how to take this SMB facing or this business facing product, because it touches multiple segments, including medium sized and large size jeans, and just figure out how to make it easier. My pitch internally was we need to democratize access to profile understanding, tips and tricks, etc. Because it's challenging to keep up with all the tools that are changing. And you can watch, no offense, but you can watch a lot of podcasts. And those podcasts become as we ship new things or as new things come into the market, can become outdated. And I'll even look at community posts that are, sometimes I'll search for something because I'm looking for historical context. I'll find problems that were written about in 2013. So I don't know. I felt like there was a way that we could democratize access to local SEO expertise, and then also be able to help people make said edits, whether it's changing categories, updating hours, updating menu information, and remove a lot of these time-consuming data entry tasks.
That's one.
Sorry,
no,
that was
it's good. It was very good, actually. It's reducing the friction. One of the main goals is to get people engaged in working in the product, touching their GDP as much as possible, or when necessary, I should say.
Actually, my goal would be for people to increase the throughput of their interaction with the product. So
explain that even more.
Sure. All right. So let's say you have 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes to dedicate to doing something with your online presence. If you have to go and click into a bunch of different manual dialogues and set thing after thing after thing, if you type 40 words a minute, I can type much quicker than that, but I feel like you can get a lot done, and you can do it with voice. We have amazing text to speech. So I want you to be able to get more out of those 5 minutes and do more.
And Gemini is the perfect utility for this. We're all used to speaking to Claude. We're all kind of used to speaking to Gemini. I'm still getting that level. It's I can do it with Claude all day long, or ChatGPT all day long. It's what do you want to do with Google? But it's really nice, especially when we take a look at the features that we're really trying to showcase, right? Which is the power of how Gemini can work together with your business data to improve your business, not just upgrade your business, right?
Yeah.
And I still think that that's a little ways off, but it's beautiful that it can become one product in a sense, or one.
I think one of the most interesting things about the tool, because I've been playing with it, my son has a car detailing business, so I've been having a lot of fun with it, because you're not only looking at the performance data, but you're getting insights and the so what. And I think that's one of the things that was missing from before, is now that you can go in there and you can say, analyze my reviews from the last 60 days, what am I doing well, what should I be doing better, right? And you're actually getting insights and recommendations that are grounded in all of this data that you have, right? So the performance data, yes, you can go in and you can do the things, but for my son, it was like, hey, what could I do to increase my search volume, right? Or what are some ways that I can optimize my profile? And it came back with, you're missing these business categories. These are the things that you're saying you're doing on your website, but you're not showing ceramic coating and you're not doing all of these other things. And so it very quickly, and I just said, go and add them. And it did it. And so I feel like it's not only just you can go and do the things, but you also get the insights that help you be smarter about how you approach your business. That's one of the things that blew me away when Mike first showed me the demo.
One thing I did, Mike, really quickly is when I was doing the testing with you, right, is that I asked, and I don't think I reported this to you.
That's okay.
But, so I said to Gemini, I said, okay, so I made this change to my Google Business profile 30 days ago. Has it improved historically, year over year, or the year previous period, or the month, quarter period before this? Has it improved because of that change? And it came back and said, well, yes, but, and then it explains some of the factors that were coming into play, right, which opened my mind up. I'm like, oh, I actually didn't even think about that little piece. But it was able to do something that would normally take somebody who's like a data scientist in a sense.
Oh, yeah.
To do something like that.
That's why I built it. That's why we built it. That's why we brought it to the market. And when I rewinded a minute ago to what you were talking about, using Claude, ChatGPT, and other tools. Yeah, you can 100%, download your reviews, use some third-party API tool, get all the content, and feed it into other tools. But I don't know that the average GBP user will go through all of those steps. And again, if I'm trying to save someone time, like if Maps is our platform and reviews and search and maps are Google data, I just want you to be able to use our tool and we want to invest in those tools and make them competitive we want to earn the business of somebody that is active on ChatGPT or Claude and give them a reason to come use our product. And I definitely think that this initial business profile integration inside of Gemini, this connected app, is just scratching the surface. Like long term, like my vision for this is, and this is, I'm not divulging any product roadmap stuff because I think it just makes sense, would be to ask a question and be able to get contextual answers that triangulate your Google Analytics traffic data, which can include social media sources and referrals from that, as well as if you're running some type of ads, as well as local trends and from your business profile, all in a single tool.
I can see that too, especially if you have different connectors that you've got tagging right into your analytics API, right? Which is the same user that you have on your GDP.
Sure.
And then you have that tagged into another app and this app, and you just say, okay, now put all this together for me and give me what I need to help my business. But do it for me in 5 minutes, because I got
60 seconds or less.
60 seconds.
I'm trying to get as much out of that 5-minute session as possible.
Right.
So no, I think it's like the query should be something like, how did my business do last week? Just way more general. Don't triangulate. Don't specify all that. I don't want people to need to learn all of these complicated system instructions. And yes, people that are passionate about the SEO space will be able to do more. but I really want people to just be able to ask the most basic question and get a comprehensive, easy to digest,
Simple
answer. Yeah.
Simple.
Like, here's the one takeaway. That's great. Give me 3 takeaways.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think one of the most interesting things, sorry to interrupt you, is even with the business notebook build, I think the idea is, sometimes people don't know what to ask. They don't know what prompt they should use. They're not sure of the right business question. So I think that where things are going, from what I'm getting, is how could we be proactive and be like, here's something you should be thinking about, and it just clicks on a button and gives you all of this great information. So how can we be more proactive about helping people think differently about questions they didn't even know they should ask?
That makes total sense. All right, you brought up something, a very good topic. Okay, business notebook.
Yeah.
I read your post. Okay, and I have been a fan of Notebook LLM since the day it came out. I've used it. I love it. It's great. It's an awesome tool. From what I'm gathered at the T event here so far, is, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I could have told this, and that is that the business notebook, which is now what it's called, business notebook. Actually, they're changing that to business notebook.
They changed Notebook LM to Gemini Notebook.
Okay.
Right? So they changed Notebook LM to Gemini Notebook. The business notebook is sort of grounded in it's tied in, right? It's just a type of notebook that we're creating based on the business information we're trying to ground.
And you're using Notebook LLM to do that?
That's the back end, yeah.
Okay.
Correct, Mike?
So,
it's Gemini Notebook.
Gemini. I'm sorry, Gemini Notebook.
We could do an entire podcast on Google products and branding.
Rebranding. People still call it Google My Business.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's not get into that whole
Google Plus My Business for Places.
We actually have a sound that if somebody says GMB, we tell them to go. Like we do a Charlie
Charlie and Chocolate Factory.
Thank you. It's
I
been
love
a long day. You get nothing.
You lose.
No, but seriously, so walk me through this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but how I'm envisioning it, because I haven't done this yet, is that you're using Gemini Notebook to build a notebook, case, whatever you want to call it, which is a brand style guide in a sense, where you're uploading information about your company, PDFs, docs, whatever you have, products, your website, maybe other types of information, and this is going to help inform Gemini and GDP in a sense from that. It's going to inform the user even more because it's going to have this backing of all this data.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way that our notebook products work. So, yeah.
Okay.
That's right. So then when you go into it and you're, putting in queries and you're trying to be, get some sort of strategy together, right? It's super grounded in all of your business context.
Yeah. So it kind of works a little bit like L&D files work in Plug in a sense. Kind of giving it a memory.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, Google has we've talked about like personal contact, personal intelligence. Think about this like a business context.
Okay.
That's like the simplest way to describe it to a layperson would just be, this is the business context for whatever
you're still removing
is.
a ton of friction at the end of the day.
Okay, so recently, and excuse me, I'm jet lagged. I don't remember how long ago it was, but you released these really awesome PDF guides.
Oh, yes.
And
playbooks.
So for everyone that hasn't heard about these, it's literally a PDF from Google telling you exactly what you need to do to have an optimized profile. And so tell us why you kind of came up with the idea of doing this.
Yeah.
And then also, I think it was very helpful that you had different ones for different verticals. So kind of walk us through the thought process behind all of that.
Absolutely. So part of what I'm doing when I talk about trying to scale education for small businesses, I do a lot of speaking at events. I work with chambers of commerce. I do webinars. And a lot of what I'm presenting is these best practices, right? And I will do them for different verticals. I've spent a lot of my career in restaurants. And so that's sort of been my specialty. And there's so much nuance between a lot of these different verticals, right? Like service businesses, very different than hotels. And within GDP, the features that exist in there are different, right? The way that you're going to do restaurant booking, reservations and food ordering is very different than appointment booking. That's very different than hotel booking, right? And the types of things that matter for each of these businesses may be different. A lot's the same. So as I was going out and doing these presentations, I got a lot of people saying, can you share the deck? Can you help me understand what all this is? And I was like, you know what, we probably just need this playbook that would be really helpful for folks. But as we started to write the general one, we started to think about all the nuances. Yeah. And so, if I'm a plumber, and I see a lot of the stuff about restaurant menus, which is a big piece of what restaurants should be focusing on, right? Then I'm like sort of flipping through and it's half relevant, half not. So what we decided to do is do a general one that applies to everyone. And for some of the big verticals that we work on, I sit within travel and local, right? So we work with a lot of hotel folks, tour operators, restaurants, service businesses. So that's kind of where we started. So we've gotten some really good feedback. We'd love y'all's feedback on them. We need to continue to iterate. And now, with what we talked about with the infusion of the Gemini experience, right? There's a whole other world in which we can start approaching this. But that's how it came. It just came organically. And I've been pretty excited. We've seen some great response. The challenge I have, which is what I was talking to you guys about earlier, is how do we drive awareness of these things, right? And that's where I think was like leveraging agencies to help us get the word out. Because that's what there's 400 million businesses globally, X% of them are on Google, right? But like these people are wearing so many hats, they don't have time to think about these things or find it. That's why we're so grateful for folks like you all who are doing this, right? Helping spread the word in the education. And I want to get feedback from the product experts because you guys are in this every day. So like what's missing? And I know when we talked a while ago, some people had given me feedback and we just changed the playbooks to improve them based on some of the feedback that we heard. Because our goal is like, how do we just make this stupid simple for people so they don't have to think about it? They can be like, oh, these are the things that matter, and here's literally how to go and do them. Great. That's the point.
Well, it's helpful that it cut through the noise, too, because you have all these different agencies saying, this is how you optimize your GDP, and someone else will say, no, it's not that, you do this. And so coming straight from the source, I think it's really helpful to be pushing that out for everybody.
Good. I'm so glad.
Thank you for doing those.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. And I want feedback on the newsletter. So for those who haven't seen it, we put out the Google Small Business Bulletin every month. So it's posted on LinkedIn. So I work with that social team to get that up there. I send it out by email as well. So we do 5 topics every month. It's things like, product launches, feature launches, best practices, like, hey, holidays are coming, make sure you got your hours, all the basic stuff. But I want to make sure they're valuable. So like, we want your feedback. It's me, I'm writing it. It's just me. I don't have a marketing team. So the more feedback we get to make these even more valuable. And I think my big challenge is how do we scale awareness of this thing? We've gotten good feedback on it. So how do we help more people find it?
So let's talk a little bit about beyond GDP. Because this is some of the stuff that we've been talking about, right? Is you've got GDP, you can analyze GDP, you can analyze the stats, but you can also do other things. You can say, I want you to look at my competitors. What kind of offers do they have that I'm not offering today? Things like that, right? What other concepts do you think are going to be very useful for?
I definitely think that, and I run into this as a product manager sometimes, like as a business owner, you just have writer's block. And it's helpful to be able to use these tools that are grounded in all kinds of just general business best practices and say like, I'm stuck. I feel like my marketing needs to, I don't understand the Gen Z TikTok demographic. How do I take my brand and evolve my content strategy, to acquire people that are in this specific age group? I've done wild things where I'm like, help me come up with cool local collaborations with other businesses in my area, and the output is pretty incredible. So that's one. I think there's also an opportunity to help people better analyze and manage their finances. I've been using our tools and also our competitors' tools and kind of evaluating different financial journeys just with my own personal finances. I'm actually going through the process right now of working with an architect and building a house. And I've got a lot of data related to that in notebooks, and I'm kind of pushing it to its limits. And I think that businesses, when they're looking at whether or not they can hire another person, where should I find this person? What interview questions should I ask them? What should I be looking for in this candidate? I think that there's an opportunity to help people in all of these like real world business journeys that aren't related to updating your hours for Labor Day,
Right.
and yeah.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, thank you, Mike. Appreciate it, brother. It's been fun to work on this product. And thank you, Lisa.
Work's not done.
Yeah, well, not anywhere near done. So the call to action here, everybody, is going to be this. I'm going to give you 2 CTAs, okay? Number 1, go into your GPP manager, do @ and type in a space, and you'll see Google Business Profile. You'll have to activate it. You just go to Gemini. I think it's gemini.com/settings, and then you go ahead and you toggle GPP on. Once you do that, now you can go ahead and you can choose the profile that you want to work with. It doesn't work well with multiple profiles at the moment.
Depends on how many you have. I've actually had very good results if you have under 10, 25.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say I looked at one with 10 today. Can you switch between the profiles?
Yeah.
I haven't tried that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
now let's talk about blah, blah, blah. All right. I'll be like, oh, yeah, shifting gears. Got it.
Awesome. So call to action. Go ahead, go into Gemini, connect your GPP, play around with it, beat it up. Okay. Second call to action. Connect with Lisa Landsman on LinkedIn. Okay. She is going to be your conduit, and send your feedback to Lisa through LinkedIn, if that's okay with you.
Totally fine. Yeah, we love it.
Send your feedback.
I am horrible at marketing new things that come out. Lisa is amazing at, like, I'll tell Lisa, hey, look at this cool thing, and she's like, oh, cool, I'm going to go ahead and put it in my newsletter. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Do that. Otherwise nobody would ever find out anything.
We're trying.
So we'll share your LinkedIn profile for everybody.
Great.
This will help you get to the marketers. And by the way, marketers, everybody in the audience, Lisa wants to talk to you.
I do.
So somebody from Google actually wants to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
So it's, the black box is opening. So feel free to reach out to Lisa. She can help you. You can help her. And of course, Mike, you can.
I'll just read your disgruntled comments. That's my favorite.
Yeah, just tell me.
I just send it all to Mike.
I'm filtered. Just tell me what you think. That's okay. Now, if you hate it or you love it, just tell me. Mike takes feedback very well. So again, thank you both. I know you're both tired. You've had a long day. We all have.
It's been great.
Yes, and we all have to jump home. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're going to watch some wrestling.
All right.
Let's do it.
And there we go. You're muted,
Well
bud.
done, my friend. Well done. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, it's always fun.
Yes, exactly. So, and Greg, actually, I did that this morning, and we're just getting back from Mexico right now. No, kidding. Just joking. But, the wrestling at the end was fun. Although we didn't get the guy with the golden mask.
Yeah, I kind of wish they'd all been wearing masks. It was a little bit disappointing to think we were going to have this big luchador thing and like 2 dudes are wearing masks. But,
Exactly.
it also went about 10 minutes too long. But, hey.
I was going to say 30 minutes too long, but that's just me.
It wasn't even 30 minutes long.
Exactly. That's the
that
point.
10 minutes stretched out forever.
Yeah, and I'm sure that sting was as painful as the ring mat. Okay, fine. Be that way. Well, hopefully you all learned something and read the captions. And thank you, Greg, for trying to clean up that mess.
And now it is time to come on down for some live questions.
Sure.
I will ask the first one to you. This one comes from Daniel. Hi there. I sent a question for today. I hope we can get to it. I manage is Daniel here? Let's check that. I guess Daniel is here still, unless he bailed because.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah,
Daniel's here. Okay. So Daniel manages a medical group's Google profiles through a location group. All doctors are affiliated with a health system, Northwell. I have access to all of them except one. For that one doctor, her live profiles website field now points to the health system's provider page, with Yext partner parameters. UTM source equals provider underscore listing, UTM medium equals partner, UTM campaign equals Yext. It looks like the health system's Yext provider feed claimed and overwrote her Google listing. In my group, her record is flagged duplicate and edit locked. My access request returns the owner hasn't responded, and the owner is a Gmail account that is neither my group nor the doctor's own listed owner email. The practice can't identify it.
Right. So Daniel, the good part is that this is actually a really easy fix.
Also, did you notice in chat he said they did have access to it, but they've lost it?
Yeah. This is so common. And unfortunately, this is a side effect of Yext. So on that note, I'm just going to give you something that I was going to give you guys later. Here is a total guide, the mega guide on ownership for your Google business profile. It'll answer more questions than you even have. However, to answer your question, it's in there. And that is that after 3 days, or in this case, after they just don't reply after 7, you just have to go ahead and do verification. It's a duplicate. So a true duplicate sucks. This is not really a duplicate in a sense. This is just a situation where you just need to go ahead and claim it. You'll be fine. Very easy. Yep.
There we go.
And by the way, disconnect Yext. Do yourself a favor.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to ask me the next one? You want me to ask you? How do you want to do it?
I don't know, man. Let me see. Okay. Okay, where are we at here? All right, so we're going to go with, give me a second. All right, I'm going to sound there for a second. All right. All right. So you just did Daniel, right? All right, let me go ahead and change that.
Yeah, so Wendy's question is next.
Yep. All right. So Wendy's question for you. How is this guy getting away with this? It's clearly a mailbox link.
Oh, sweet. Let's share this and look. And if we share,
excuse me.
Oh, let me do it in a different browser so I can use some tools. I clicked the wrong button.
Oh, no.
There we go. Oh, come on. I am having struggle bus today. All right, there we go. Why can the site not be reached? What the heck?
I don't know, buddy. It looks fine to me.
Worked on the other screen. All right, we'll go back to the other browser. I don't know why that one's not working.
All right.
All right. I am not seeing a business profile, so I don't know what it is we're talking about. Wendy, can you chime in and let us know what you're wanting us to look at?
Maybe go to maps.
Maybe try this.
Oh, wait a minute. There's a period in front of that, dude.
Cut some of the other junk
No,
out.
there's a period in front of the URL. That's why it's not working.
Oh, well, then that would be it. Let's go back over here.
It's all right.
Okay, there we go. This is what we want to see, right, Wendy? And they even say mail only.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, have you tried to report this guy, Wendy? Curious what this shows, just to see.
Yeah,
nothing on that side. The only thing over there is I can't even tell what that business is.
Yeah, you just got
Shipping Depot. It's
yep. But according to Google, any one of those other businesses could be real.
Yeah, but that's got signage.
Uh-huh.
This address is clearly the shipping depot. Whoops, went too far. Oh, crap. Where did I go? I don't know what I clicked on there.
You're lost already, man.
Let's try this. 2120 South Reserve, Missoula. And the shipping depot comes up.
Yeah. But again, this is just how Google looks at things, right? It might be a shipping depot, but they might actually, Google looks at it like they might have an office inside of the park. I've had this exact same thing happen years before, which mystified me because a Pizza Hut had a lawyer's office in it. But guess what? They also had a second level.
Yeah, but this doesn't have a second level.
I know. I'm just saying that the argument they came back with, because I asked them at a summit, was that, well, they could have a space in the attic.
Yeah, but without signage, it still wouldn't be eligible.
You know, sometimes
because this is a storefront address.
Sometimes Google is not very consistent. And also, by the way, they use Google Earth, not Google Maps, to verify a business's validity.
No, sure, I know that. I'm just looking to see, like, if we click on something else that is, like, Central Hub.
Yeah, there's the J, Shipping Depot.
If I go to that guy, that's Central Avenue. This guy is South Reserve. So South Reserve is this vertical street. So other things in the strip wouldn't matter because they would be on the side street of Central Avenue, not the front street, which the only thing there is the mailbox place.
Yeah. Well, in this case, though, but the argument needs to be about what's in that address. Mail only. That right there is the clincher.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this would be an easy one to get taken down if we reported it because, like, they clearly just say mail only. Like, they're not located there.
Why don't we just go ahead and hit it, Greg? Hold on a second.
I'm going to suggest an edit right here.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, why don't we just go ahead and kill it?
Does not exist here. Done. Yep. There we go. Everybody else that's watching, pull it up on yours too. So there's a whole bunch that come in.
Everybody that does not exist.
Yeah. So everybody go pop this. Let's help Wendy out and say, hey, look, this suggest an edit. This business does not exist here. And when Google gets like 15 to 20 of these all at once, Google's going to be like, whoa. And hopefully that gets removed. So, so Wendy, your job is to report back when we're back again in 2 weeks and let us know what happened with this profile, whether it's still up or not. So, yeah, we're happy to help. But for sure, Wendy, remember to come back and report in 2 weeks whether that profile is still up. Awesome. Cool. All right.
It should slowly disappear.
If anyone else has questions, you need to get them in because I'm about to ask the last question that we have submitted today, which means if nobody else enters questions fairly soon, we'll probably just end a bit early. But
we got a couple of things in our flow left.
We have a question for you from our buddy Juan.
Juan, hello.
Juan says, one of our clients asked us about implementing the strategy shown in this TikTok video, which I will share here in a second. I'm not sure whether this is actually safe or beneficial from an SEO standpoint, so I'd really appreciate your thoughts before we consider trying it. Have you had any experience with this approach, or do you think it's something worth testing? Thanks in advance for your advice. I can tell you before I even watch it, if you're questioning whether this is beneficial or not, don't fucking do it.
Yeah. What Greg just said, Greg, you literally, dude, you took the words out of my mouth.
Let's see what it is, though.
Oh, God. No, I'm done. That's okay. Anyway.
Okay, where's the, unmute.
Reviews on this website. If you have any type of business, buy a domain name, your business name plus the word reviews, your business name reviews. Put all of your reviews on this website. List them all out, write everything, all of the reviews that you would want people to see. When people are doing due diligence on your business, ChatGPT goes to Google, searches your business name and the word reviews. This website comes up, ChatGPT sees all the reviews you shared on your reviews website. This is something that people are doing right now. Only make sure you link to your review site from your own website. You need that link to get it showing on Google so that ChatGPT will find it. If you have any type of business, buy a domain name.
Okay, that was so stupid.
Oh
I
my
almost
God.
feel like we shouldn't even respond to the question, although it's not Juan's fault for having a client ask about it.
No, I think I lost a couple intelligence points by watching this thing.
I've lost like 5. Okay, I'll let you answer first.
Okay, so where can I start? I don't know. Everybody report him on TikTok, please. Thank you. Have a good day. Yeah, when the bros come out, the bros the bros don't knows is what it is. Okay, so they have to come out with these fancy freaking things, and they got to spout all this nonsense so that way you'll pay them $5 a month to do nothing. And so anyway, sorry, it's the way the way the LLMs work is they collect data from multiple sources and they corroborate that data together, right? Okay, fine, excellent. So if you go in right now and you type in your business name /reviews, guess what? It's going to get a collated response from everywhere. If you're doing this specifically and you're shoving everything into one website, number one, you're breaking a lot of guidelines. You could absolutely end up getting a manual penalty from this 100% because you're copying Google's data, other people's data, and you're throwing it onto a website. Not the way to go. That's not how you do first party. And again, I mean, the way this guy's doing this is like, if you look at what he's done, he's gone to CapCut and he's doing a bunch of little techniques that are meant to basically, A, confuse you, entertain you, and detract you from even what he's saying. It's BS is what it is. It's bait. Doesn't work.
Also, it absolutely is not how ChatGPT goes and shares review information on businesses. So he doesn't even understand how the AI models work. Even more scary is from his suggestion, that means the LLMs are dumb enough to just do a Google search for business name plus reviews and only show the reviews from that website, which is asinine because clearly they're going to go look at your Google profile. Clearly they're going to go look at Yelp. Clearly they're going to go look at Apple and Facebook and everything else. The fact that he thinks you can throw up one stupid website like that is really dumb. Then besides the guideline violations that Ben is suggesting, this guy sort of alluded to the fact of just put up the reviews that you want people to see, which means you're only going to show your 5-star reviews and not any reviews lower than that. That's actually a violation of FTC law, which can get you hundreds of thousands up to millions of dollars in fines. So not only is it just dumb because the guy doesn't understand how shit works, it's dumb because he's telling you to do something that is against the law. So
yeah, and not to mention, okay, so if you really want to know this, got a huge freaking study coming out very shortly. 60% of citations that are done within at least Gemini are actually your website. Not another website you create, which is basically what that guy wants you to do. Okay. So, yeah. Anyway, no. Trash it, report it, delete it, move on.
Yeah, no bueno.
Okay. Next. All right. Let's see. We got 2 more, bucko. All right. So, Juan has another question. This one for you. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. No, that's this guy, isn't it? Never mind. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, Michael's question is the one.
All right. Do you think ChatGPT, which is using Yelp for reviews, will eventually move away and go to Google or another platform? I can't believe they're using Yelp for their reviews.
So this is almost guaranteed to change. Like, stuff's changing every 3 to 6 months, and this is just a new deal that ChatGPT signed to show Yelp reviews in these recommendations. But it doesn't mean that ChatGPT is not going to pay attention to any other review site other than Yelp. It just means that Yelp is going to be featured prominently. So is it going to change? For sure, because Yelp is garbage. And really, Yelp only matters on the West Coast or for hospitality-related things. And for Apple Maps, because that's where the review stars come from on Apple Maps in North America. But do we think, you pulled the question away, so I don't remember what the second part of it was, but do we think it's going to change in the future? I can guarantee you it's going to change in the future because this shit's changing every 5 minutes. So who cares? Like, I highly, highly doubt that because of this deal, ChatGPT is only going to use Yelp reviews when people are asking for businesses. But also, we're all marketers and we all care about this AI stuff. But if you really look at the data out there, the data still shows this is an infinitesimally small percentage of your transactional search traffic that we're worried about at this point in time. And for local search, the AI models don't get local still, so they have to rely on grounding. Ben kind of gave me a preview of some of the stuff that he's doing in this study, and a lot of it has to do with grounding. It just doesn't make sense that they would say, oh, now we've got Yelp reviews, we're not going to look at any other reviews out there, because there's tons of businesses out there that don't have Yelp reviews. So I think it's a nothing burger, honestly. It's a big deal. They're probably getting paid by Yelp, so it's giving them some income, because ChatGPT is burning money at the most ridiculous rate that is almost unbelievable how much money they're wasting. So if they can get some influx of income because of a deal with Yelp, it looks good. That's all this is for.
So here is some additional information. First piece of information is how ChatGPT specifically references anything that has to do with Google Maps. Number one, it is using outdated information. You can tell this because the UTM string that comes along with every Google Maps profile, if you look in the source code, is actually going to be, you're going to love this one, source equals GMB. So the data is over 2.5 years old that they're pulling, okay? Number one, because they did do a pretty large scrape back in the day. They got probably blocked by Google. Google has not set up a deal with ChatGPT. There's nothing public that says that they have a deal. Now, what they more than likely did is ended up purchasing the data from Yelp, or have some kind of an agreement with Yelp that is allowing them to get their data through the API or some other means, right? Yelp does have an API. I believe what's happened is that Google has blocked them from use. So blocked them from scraping and blocked them from an API, some kind of deal, maybe it just didn't go well. And why I say it didn't go well is because as of last year, as of December, you could go into the desktop app on for ChatGPT, and you could toggle between using Apple Maps and using Google Maps. This disappeared in January. You cannot do this any longer. You don't have a choice. So the Yelp data is actually, I believe, really more streaming through from either Yelp directly, or it is coming through Apple Maps, basically because Apple still relies on Yelp. So will this change? I think this will change if Google changes their stance, which I don't know if they're going to really do that at this point. They have no incentive to do this, because the fact of the matter is that local search suck when it comes to ChatGPT. It is horrible. It is the biggest, like Greg said, nothing burger out there. The data is outdated. It is ridiculous. They show businesses closed when they're not actually closed. It's Apple.
They show businesses that exist that don't exist.
Yeah, exactly. I've got even more data on this, but there's one last thing. And that is that ChatGPT actually uses a scraper. It's a third-party scraper called SERP to grab Google data. We know this because it's right in the source code. If you look at their sources, which you can see sometimes in the source code, they come up as B1, B2, B3, you'll see SERP. If you see SERP, that's actually a Google scrape. Anyway.
Yeah. So, any last questions? Otherwise, we'll shut it down and give you guys a little time back early for the weekend so we can all get out of work early and go see Spider-Man tonight.
We got 6 minutes. Hold on. We got 6 minutes, so let's do something really quick. All right. We'll do some news without the sound effect. So.
Oh, you can do news? Hold on.
Okay, good enough. All right. So, one, anybody who works with local services ads, your life is about to get turned upside down if you don't already know it. And that is because finally, and I say finally because I think we've been talking about this for over, 2 years now, Greg? The migration is now going to be complete. Your JBP is the key to your LSA 100% of the time. You make a change to the hours, it changes your LSA hours, and so on and so forth, all automatically. Secondarily to this, the big piece of the news is that it's now moving from the LSA dashboard into the AdWords dashboard. It's pretty massive news, actually, as far as what's going to happen, what's going to change, and what you need to do to prepare. If you are not a marketing agency, sorry, Michael. If you're a marketing agency who has not had the heads up on this news yet, we were lucky because we were in the beta on this, so we're pretty far advanced, pretty far ahead of the curve on it. And you've got a couple days. Sorry, to go ahead and get started. Go ahead, click that link, go read through it. There's a lot that's going on. Go read their guidelines because they have an entire Help Center article up about it as well. If you're an agency and you were not aware of this change before, you better get familiar with it right now, because otherwise your customers are going to go with somebody who does know what they're doing, basically. Sorry. Anyway, that's why I wanted to bring that one up. So let's see.
So what happens, since you were part of this beta?
Sure.
What happens with smaller businesses who may have an agency or a freelancer running their Google ads, but they were doing LSAs through their own LSA dashboard? Does that LSA get automatically merged into the Google ad account that is? No. So they would now have they'd have two Google ad accounts for one business.
So when you had LSA in the first place, you had two Google ad accounts. You had a pay-per-click account, Gmail, right? And then you had your LSA Gmail, which also is an AdWords account. What's happening is now you have to merge the two. So it's basically getting moved into something. So if it was, let's say it was greatgifford@gmail.com, right? Was your LSA. It would move that AdWords account is going to stay. But now the LSA account is going to be in a PMAX campaign inside of that greatgifford@gmail.com. So it's independent of the other one, is what it is. I don't know if there's a merge possibility. I believe there is. It's also. I think that's
sure there would be.
Yeah. But let me take a look here really quick and see if this guy links to the docs. He links to pictures of the docs, which is kind of useless. Oh, here it is. Found it. Yeah. Okay. No, that's not even the doc. I'm sorry. I don't have it at my fingertips. But yeah, there is an entire doc that Google links to. Just search for the doc basically, and you'll find it. All right. Let's see. We already shared the ownership guide, so I hope everybody enjoys that. Last thing is that I guess this is something we can talk about really quickly, and that's going to be the new suspension flow. The new suspension flow is out, and it's not really that different. I mean,
they removed the 60-minute timer of doom, though.
I know, that was fantastic.
That was wonderful.
Also, you can add up to 19 20 meg files for your proof. I think they did that because a lot of small businesses, they don't think about zipping things up. They just kind of do one file at a time.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. You're right. 60-minute timer is gone. They actually have the last part of the flow is you have to actually check a box before you can continue saying, I am actually done and ready to go. And that's what was much better than killing the 60-minute timer, is getting that part, because most people just rush right through it.
Yeah.
The other thing is for agencies, this is great, is that if you have 10 or more, they give you the option to upload a spreadsheet, but it's literally the first question in the flow. Do you have 10 or more? Yes or no? And if you say yes, it moves on. If you say no, it moves on to the proper flow. So it's a little bit better. It's a little bit easier. I think it's an improvement. And so let's see. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We got 2 more questions, but we got 1 more minute. So I'm going to say we're probably done.
Yeah, we're good. Everybody have an awesome weekend. We're happy to be back, and we will be back for the foreseeable future because neither one of us is really traveling for a bit. So we'll see you all again in 2 weeks.
Let's see. Actually, hold on. What's the 7th and the 14th, right? Well,
no, it wouldn't be the 7th.
No, the 14th. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be the 14th and the 28th.
Yeah, hopefully on the 14th I'll be okay. If not, I'll be stuck in jury duty.
Oh, no. Yeah, hopefully you can get out of that.
Yeah, I know. I'm working on it. It's a federal case too. Like some dude, that like held somebody up at a casino here in Arizona.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I like tried to get out of it, but I don't know if I'm going to. So sucks.
Good luck.
Anyway, everybody, fantastic weekend.
Go see Spider-Man.
Yes. Bye bye.
See y'all.